So the question goes like this. A guy I knew for years in high school wanted to fuck with me, FWM, I imagine. That's what it says, FWM. So I imagine it means that. So I let him because he was my crush and was persistent, saying he's always liked me. I've always been his biggest crush, and he wanted to take me on dates and etc. We are 20, so I told him no the first because he seemed like a player. But he told me he wasn't on that. And I was God sent, and that none of the women in his past meant shit. Okay, so now he's talking shit about the women in the past. Okay, all right, that's not good. That's never a good thing, but let's keep listening. That's some shit a player would say. He would chase and double text. He would comment hard eyes on my stories and call me. He asked if I had a man after I told him he probably was texting other girls, which he said no to, and I told him I didn't have a man. He seemed skeptical because I wouldn't give him my number, even though he gave me his. Yeah, of course you'll be skeptical. What? Come on, man, of course. He'd ask me on dates last minute. Okay, you see, when a guy likes you, let me tell you something. When I like you as a woman, and I like you, I'm not gonna be doing no last minute dates. Last minute dates is only for desperate times. It's only for women who I don't like and I'm bored, right? But also look, wait a minute. I'm not gonna say that because last minute date is also something that I do when I like a girl, right? But initially in the first few dates, I'm a plan ahead. But after we have built some comfort, after we've known each other, I think I have a right to make some last minute dates. I don't need to freaking make a reservation. Like I could just hit you up, and you can't take offense by last minute dates. It's only bad when you are first getting to know each other. He should be making a reservation to spend time with you. So I would say no. Good. So she would say no to last minute dates. That's perfect because what you're saying to him is that if you wanna come, if you wanna meet me, you wanna do something with me, you gotta come at me the right way. So you're doing the right thing. I let him hit. Right after I said that, you said that. I let him hit. I let him hit. He asked me to stay. Okay. A few days after, he stopped chasing. He still asked to hang out, but he wouldn't double text. Look, double text. Guys shouldn't have to double text. I'm just being honest with you. Double text doesn't mean anything. I'm just being honest with you. So it's not much of anything. Sometimes he left me unseen. Okay, now that's something. And would watch my stories and not text back. You see, I hate that kind of stuff. That's disrespectful. One day, he hadn't texted me, and I seen he had tried following my friend. Oh, how do you know that? Did you check? Are you investigating? I confronted him about it. He asked me if I consider him my man. Yeah, exactly. He's asking you that because why are you? Well, first of all, it's disrespectful to hit up a woman, a friend of a person who you're talking to. It is disrespectful. That is very playerish. That is very, very playerish. I consider him my man. He asked me if I consider him my man, and I told him, yeah. My love, you should have said no. When a guy is not showing you the proper respect, you shouldn't be giving him that type of honor of calling him your man. That's just not how it works. You said yeah. He told me to grow up. What? Okay. And I told him yeah, but after I saw he was trying to follow my friend, that he was lame to me. Okay, good. He told me to grow up, but I didn't text back. Wow. So he told you to grow up because you called him out on that? You see, if a guy liked you, he wouldn't be that aggressive. If a guy liked you, he would be begging for forgiveness. He would recognize that he was wrong in that because he knows he was wrong, and he wouldn't be that confrontational about it. That's not good. He told me to grow up, but I didn't text back. He called. Good for you. We were texting normal. Then one day he left me unseen. Wow. I texted him, I bet, motherfucker. And he sent, haha. Wow. Okay. I posted my story. Not my man, not my problem. My love, what are you doing? Stop it with that. You're not going to bring to the pillow talk hour, that petty stuff. That's like MySpace or Facebook type of stuff. You can't be doing the passive aggressive stuff. What are you doing? No, not in the congregation. This congregation has none of that kind of stuff, my love. Don't do that ever again. Don't be doing no passive aggressive. Oh, if you're my man, you'll respect me type of post. You can't be doing that. That's too much. Too hood, man. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. You can't be doing that. Especially complaining about a man who told you to grow up, my love. Listen to me, man. You were doing well until now. It seems like you're not willing to walk away. By you staying while he's acting like this, what you're communicating to him is that you're the type of person that tolerates this type of stuff. You should, especially if he added your friend and then would go ha about it. That's disrespectful. This is grounds for the death penalty. Not like that. Calm down. Stop getting excited. I mean, death penalty in terms of you're done with me. I'm not seeing you no more. I'm ghosting you, which, like ghost dead, right? Not my man. Not my problem. He ended up unfollowing me after he seen it. So I called him. Why are you calling him? Why? After you said that, then you call him? Why? Yeah, you can't be doing that. Because then people will start losing respect for you. They'll just think that you're just all bark. And when a man spots weakness, you know what happens when people sense weakness in you? They test it out. And that's when guys start being more disrespectful because they're sensing weakness. And whenever there's some weakness in any type of person, people poke at it to see whether or not it's weak. And that poking is through little subtle jabs of disrespect.
With difficult situations. Instead of trying to avoid conflict or whining about the injustice of it all, consider an option developed over the centuries by military leaders and strategists to deal with violent and acquisitive neighbors: reverse intimidation. This art of deterrence rests on three basic facts about war and human nature. First, people are more likely to attack you if they see you as weak or vulnerable. Second, they cannot know for sure that you're weak. They depend on the signs you give out through your behavior, both present and past. Third, they are after easy victories, quick and bloodless. That is why they prey on the vulnerable and weak.
So let's see what happens. That just promotes disrespect, my love. We were texting normal. Then one day he left me unseen. I texted him. I bet he ended up unfollowing me. He seen it, so I called him, asked him. He said, I don't want to tell you. Okay, he ended up unfollowing me after he seen it. So I called him asking why. He said, I don't want to tell you, then clicked. Never talk to me again, even though I texted him. Now you're chasing. Maybe now you started liking him, and because of that, you started chasing him more. Not my man, not my problem. He ended up unfollowing me. Okay, he would post stuff like, if she doesn't post you, she's not your girl. If she does, she's still not your girl. A month later, I started seeing him following new girls. Why are you following him? The mistake that you're making is that you're not letting go of him. You're not moving on. So now you try to get him to miss you by posting photos with a guy. And the reason why that doesn't work is because he just doesn't like you. So if there's something I want you to learn from this is match his energy. Just match a person's energy. If from the start you notice there's no investment, you get a sense that he's a player, keep your emotional distance from him. If from the start you notice that you got to put more effort, keep that distance. Because when a guy likes you, they're like fucking Wolverines. They're like hyenas. They surround you. Like they're just desperate. You know, when you want a guy to show you more interest, show interest and then wait for him to show you interest back. If he doesn't show you, then start pulling away, especially in the beginning. You match their energy, because when you match their energy and you do exactly what they do, you infuriate them. You pretty much remove their main weapon, and that's unpredictability. You remove their unpredictability by you literally mirroring them. And a lot of times what will happen is that when you mirror them, you know what happens? You both tend to separate naturally, like water and oil. You just separate yourself naturally. Because what you're doing to him is that you're treating him how he treats you, and what he wants you to do is to chase, and he won't chase. And if he likes you, he will chase. And if he doesn't like you, you pull him away will cause him to pull away more because he thinks he's better than you. And that's why you don't deal with guys like that, because they naturally lower your self-esteem over time, and it's not worth the self-esteem hit. Your ego does not know what's real, what's worthy or not, because your ego is insecure. Just pull away. Don't entertain it. And you'll notice that a lot of the times these players don't pursue. And what you're doing is that you may not be getting the validation you want, because a lot of the times we're chasing just for the validation. What you'll notice is that your life is just going to be at peace, because you don't have these types of guys, and you're preventing bitterness, because the bitterness will sabotage you, will sabotage your relationships. Being bitter, it will sabotage it. Like, you gotta understand, these strategies are not meant for everyone. These strategies only work when a person values you. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people's reaction to people not valuing them isn't walking away. Their reaction is pursuing harder. Their reaction is to try harder. When in reality, you shouldn't be trying harder when someone's not showing you appreciation. When somebody's not showing you effort, what you got to do is do the same thing, especially if you don't know them, and especially if you think he's a player. Because that's how you end up getting played. And these types of situations, trying to win this battle only makes you more bitter towards men. And nothing's worse than somebody who's bitter, because you tend to recreate the events that created the bitterness. That's why it's better not to fight those battles. Choose your battles carefully. Choose the battles that you know you could win. And when a guy's acting inconsistent from the start, when he's adding your friends, your solution shouldn't be to watch my channel about how to get him to straighten himself out. Your solution should be to Google how to walk away, how to let him go, how to pull away, how to deal with the pain of liking a guy and them not liking you back. Because there's no other way around it. It's only your ego that wants to make this work. If she doesn't post you, she's not your girl. To get him to miss me, I put a profile pic. What you had to do is never contact him again. That's all. He saw it and then he activated his account. No, he blocked you. Most likely he blocked you. What do? I feel like he thought I had a man. No, it's not that. You feel like he thought I had a man the whole time. We talked since. I did that after 1 month of no contact, and he'll never come back again. A guy that doesn't come back really doesn't like you. And let me tell you something as a guy that doesn't come back never liked you. Because even if he like kind of liked you, he'll come back for the poom poom. But for a guy to not even come back, even if he comes back, you shouldn't take him back. There's just too much disrespect. A part of you resents how he treated you. But the truth is that you shouldn't resent him for treating you that way. You should look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you accepted this. It was you who accepted the disrespect because you knew better. You know better because you watch my channel. You know that. But you're young. You're 20. So I get it. You gotta learn your lesson. This is how you learn your lesson. So put the knife down. Don't slash his tires. And realize that what he's doing, you know he was a player. It's like you know the story of the scorpion who uses a frog to cross the lake, and the frog says, "Hey scorpion, do you promise not to sting me?" And the scorpion is like, "Look, dude, I'm not gonna sting you, because if I sting you, we're both gonna die." And he's like, "Okay, scorpion, me and you are gonna cross, but make sure not to sting me." And so halfway through, as the frog was crossing the lake with the scorpion, you know what ended up happening? The scorpion ended up biting him, and they both died. What's the story? It's a fucking scorpion. What do you expect? The same thing here. He's a player. You can't change players. People who are players are dopamine-driven people. People who are dopamine-driven people rarely change. They like variety. They like the new things. They rarely change. Only a deep meditative process and commitment to meditation can potentially change those types of people. but I wouldn't put my hopes on it. So whenever you meet someone, imagine that they're always going to be that way, and don't try to change them, because it's just your ego. You think the poom poom is so good that it'll transform him. When has anybody been enlightened because of poom poom? Not even holy poom poom could do that. The only poom poom that led to enlightenment was Mary. Anyway, sorry about that. So walk away. This guy, he might come back, because 1 month is not long enough, man. This toxic Dizzy always comes back. It's a boomerang. What you got to do is when he comes back, just don't take him back. Don't let your ego get in the way. Because if you take him back, he's going to look even more down on you. He's going to say, look, this chick likes me so much that I disrespect her, and she still took me back. No man can respect that. I'm sorry. Even you cannot respect that in yourself. All right? So, what do? Walk away. That's what you got to do. All right? Anyways, I hope this question answered I hope I was able to answer your question. If any of you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org to work with me one-on-one. And also check out my new course, Charisma Blueprint. It's a course that I made for people who want to develop charisma. You can develop, in this course, we teach you how to develop charisma from a distance, right? But also how to develop charisma when people know you face to face. Click on the description down below to purchase it. There's a free video you can watch to see if you guys like it. And if you guys like it, purchase it. And if you watch it and you purchase it and you don't like it, just ask for your money back. I'll send it to you. No questions asked. All right? Anyways, take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.